Good day, everybody. Chris Herline here of REAP Financial. I hope this finds you well. Today is Friday, May 17th, coming to you with our wealth report. Today, I want to talk about the pitfalls of retiring without a solid plan. And as a client of REAP Financial, one of the first things we took you and maybe you and your spouse through was a very thorough, very comprehensive planning process where we looked at all aspects that need to be addressed to ensure a successful retirement. And we have a unique opportunity of meeting families from all over Central Texas every single week, whether they're coming in through our radio or TV broadcasts, our webinars, just friends and family sending their loved ones our direction and more. And so we get to see a lot of different approaches that people have taken to get where they've gotten today. And I want to address some of the pitfalls that can easily be avoided, but must be addressed on the front end to ensure success. And the first one that comes to mind here is unexpected health cost. Now, you may think, your health terms for the worst and, you've got a big expense you weren't expecting. But really what I'm discussing is three aspects of unexpected healthcare cost. The first one is prior to your Medicare age of 65. If you retire before 65, which we do with many families, we retire families every single month that are 60, 61, 62. And one of the things we must prepare for is the out-of-pocket expense that comes after you leave the employer healthcare plan. And depending on your timing, you may get on COBRA or you may go out and get an exchange plan, an Obamacare plan. It's a number of different options, but one of the things we got to ensure is that we have allocated the right amount. We budgeted enough for that over what could be a period of years prior to age 65. And it's not inexpensive. I mean, we're talking for most families, it could be anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a month per person prior to Medicare. Can your portfolio withstand a higher withdrawal rate in the early years of retirement? That's the first thing we're looking at. The second aspect is Medicare itself. For years, I've discussed the American stealth tax and how so many retirees will pay more for Medicare than maybe someone else in retirement. And Medicare premiums are dictated by your income, not your net worth. And so not only are we considering what you're going to pay in Medicare when you first get on, what plan you're going to get on, but as Medicare increases through the years, we've got to budget for that. But is there a point in your retirement career where you jump a tax bracket or something happens where you've got higher income than expected and your Medicare premium starts escalating? We have families that will pay $500-$600 a month per person for Medicare, while others are paying under $400 for very comprehensive care. And so that delta between the two can end up being well over $100,000, some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars more over an entire retirement because they're in a position where they're going to have to pay more. Can your plan sustain that? Can the portfolio support that over the next 30 years? So that's the second aspect. The third aspect is late life care, long-term care, home health care, nursing home care, the stuff we don't want to think about. But many of our clients, you in your 50s, 60s, 70s, you have elderly parents that may start needing that kind of care, or maybe you've been through that season of life with them and you see how fast the money goes and how expensive it is. So one of the things we're looking at is, do you have enough wealth in late life to support coverage and care so that you're comfortable, whether it's long-term care, home health care, or beyond? And so some families have long-term care insurance. Some families have life insurance policies that can be utilized while they're alive to pay for long-term care. But at the end of the day, we don't want you paying for insurance you don't need. So we want to identify, do you need any sort of additional coverage, or are you going to self-insure? And a lot of our families, many of you, that's the position you're in. That is one of the most critical aspects of your retirement planning, are ensuring that you can weather the storm when it comes to unexpected healthcare cost. Another pitfall is just not budgeting for inflation. And before 2021, 2022, inflation wasn't talked about a whole lot because it was in many ways non-existent. At least that's how the government reported it, right? But it was well in the 2 to 3% range, whereas over the last few years, we've seen inflation in the 5, 6, 7, 8% range. And that's why your cost of living adjustments have been so high in your Social Security checks. And we'll be updating you in the coming weeks about what to expect for your 2025 cost of living when it comes to Social Security. But here's the point. If you don't budget for inflation, you're not going to go broke, but your lifestyle will go broke, because you have to start letting things go that you normally could handle. And so we use a 100-year average at REAP Financial, and we adjust your inflation rate in your plan every single year to adjust for what's going on. Inflation's here to stay. There's no doubt about it. Will it come down? Yes. It's a matter of when. And this is why it's a living plan. We'll adjust it year over year, and if there's things that we need to proactively do, we'll do that. But solid planning means you're able to adjust along the way. Another pitfall is just high taxation. So many of our successful families, well, you've thought that you lose the high-paying job when you retire, the paycheck goes away, and you're going to be in a lower tax bracket. And what's crazy to think about is in today's environment, taxes, the tax rates we're paying here in 2024, they're the lowest they've been in over 40 years. And we're retiring families that were working years back when taxes were higher than they are today. And yet they're not dropping tax brackets when they retire. Many families will retire and be in the same tax bracket in retirement. We show you this in your planning. We've got a number of families that potentially, without proper planning and proactive tax planning, will be in a higher tax bracket in retirement than they were in their working years. That's a true statement. It's not what we were told, right? When the 401ks came out back in the 80s, got real popular in the 90s, and still even today, the idea was get tax deferral, get a tax break while you're saving for retirement, because you'll be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. And many of you have been putting money in 401ks for decades, and here we are today talking about the fact that successful retirees, many of which will not be in a lower tax bracket, they'll be in the same or higher. So we've got to prepare for that. We want to ensure that we have forecasted that. And then, most importantly, let's discuss every single strategy to position you to keep more of your wealth via taxes long term. You know, this one may not be too surprising, but a big pitfall is retiring too early. Now, in our planning process at REAP Financial, it's so rewarding when we can show families that they've arrived, they've done a phenomenal job of saving, and they're at a point where they can retire, many of which we've showed you could have retired years earlier. You just didn't know. In some cases, we may have meetings where we need to show you that 2024 is not the year, but maybe 2026 is. It's the power of knowing. It's the power of truly having confidence when you're putting those papers in at work. And one of the biggest pitfalls is having to unretire and potentially start working again. That can be difficult for a number of reasons. Now, a big pitfall is just missing opportunities. You know, you've saved money all these years, and now it's time to go and enjoy your wealth. And this may surprise you, but a good majority of our clients, their waking value is not to leave money to their heirs. They're not trying to do that purposely. A lot of you are going to, inevitable. We show you that. But this is a season where it's time to enjoy your wealth. But you need to know what the parameters are. What are the boundaries? This is why we review your planning with you throughout the year and over the years to give you confidence to write that check and enjoy your wealth. But if we spend too much, too soon, too early, the missed opportunities may not be because we don't want to spend money. It may be because we don't have enough money. You know, another pitfall is just lack of purpose. And this is particularly true with men. But you've been going to work every day for 30 or 40 years. And for many people, men and women, your identity is tied to your job title or to your role. Your purpose has been tied to that for so long. Some people retire and fall right into the groove of it, but many don't. Many find it very taxing to be sitting around without purpose. I love the conversation when a family says, Chris, you know, I don't know how I used to have time to work. I'm so busy in retirement, so busy enjoying my retirement, enjoying my grandkids, or potentially pursuing a passion, or maybe gone out and started a business of your own, something you always wanted to pursue. But whatever that is, lack of purpose can be detrimental to a successful retirement. You know, in 2024, there's so many things that people are talking about, whether it's the election or we've got things going on in the Middle East and China and concerns of inflation. And there's just so many things that the news headlines have in front of us. And there's a reason that we are seeing so many families come in. And these are individuals that have been referred to us by our very own clients. in their day-to-day conversations with friends and family, they're understanding a lot of your loved ones have more questions than answers right now. And I just want you to know that you can help the people you love. And we have a wonderful referral program here at Reap Financial that we rolled out in the last couple of years where you can literally earn up to $1,000 per year by referring your friends and loved ones here to Reap Financial. We've got more information about that on our website, but I want you to know that you've got that in your back pocket. We would love the opportunity to take your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever it is, somebody that you feel that we could bring value to. Let's take them through that same process that we took you and maybe you and your spouse through. And that feeling of getting aligned with the values and goals as you prepare for retirement or walking into retirement. We can do that for them. And I assure you that they'll have a terrific consulting experience and walk away with several concrete ideas that they can go implement or potentially we can help them implement. But either way, a terrific consulting experience. And we thank you, all of those listening today that have great confidence in Reap Financial. You've sent many of your friends and family our way. So in closing, in case you missed it, I want you to click this video to catch our last wealth report. Click right there on the screen. Stay informed. I drop these throughout the month so that you can stay on top of the latest and stay retired successfully. Until we speak again, all the best to you and your family.